Hi everyone, welcome back to Classic Basic with your host Kristen. Tonight's topic is going to be about relationships, and we have a very special guest, George. So George, introduce yourself to everybody.
Hi. She referred to me as George. My name is Joshua. And if you don't mind, before I tell you all about myself, the topic is relationships. And one of the things that I was thinking about when you first invited me for this episode was don't say anything crazy and don't scare people away. And well, hold on. The one of the audience members is laughing. I don't see. So I hope she's not scared away. But so they introduced me as George and not Joshua, which Joshua is my name. It's my soul's name. So let me tell you a little bit about myself and then why this is very important with the topic of relationships. Um, so I've been doing the metaphysical since I'm a child. When I say metaphysical, that's out of body, astral traveling, remote viewing, remote healing, you name it, dream control. I've been doing it since I'm a child. And now as an adult, through hypnosis, I'm able to teach others how to do the same things and have similar experiences. I bring people to the other side, I bring them back. I train people to astral travel, to lucid dream, and we have miraculous healings. I mean, people that couldn't see can see. Why that's important that I had to say that, and even if it scares people away, is because recently there's a lot of times in a relationship where if I start dating someone and they're not as open to or exposed to the metaphysical, um, I'm going to say 9 times out of 10, it's not going to work. So one of the things for relationships is really be true to yourself and true to who you are. Don't dummy yourself down to be in a relationship. Don't hide who you really are, especially if it's something
Right,
that
I agree with that.
amazing, or that some people, maybe a small group, might consider amazing. It might scare a lot of people away. But do you truly want to be with those people that would be scared away from that? So
Because that's a big problem. People put on a facade in the beginning, and then when you really find out who they are, you don't like them.
correct. And so a lot of times, even with, so I call them my 3D friends or my mechanical friends, which I don't want to offend Staten Island, but a lot of people on Staten Island are very mechanical. They're not into the metaphysical, into the spiritual, the energetic, the soul, stuff like that. It's very basic, surface level. No offense to Staten Islanders, you have a lot of people on Staten Island you work with. A lot of people on Staten Island
No,
watch
no,
this. I
but
don't.
listen, I also agree. Tapping into that spirituality, like I do mind, body, and spirit, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's how I help heal people. That spirit aspect of it is the hardest thing for people to get the concept of and practice. I mean, people have such a hard time even meditating. They cannot get out of their own way and get out of their own thoughts.
Right.
So I agree.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I love to do. I do a healing workshop and ascension training, and when I see private clients, is one of the things I love to do is get people out of their own way to heal on every level, to be exactly who they want to be their best selves, to allow their higher self to shine through, to really enjoy life to the fullest with ultimate meaning, without the pain and suffering, because there's really no need to go through life anymore with pain and suffering. And one of the questions I'll usually ask, whether you're 16 years old, 26, 86 years old, have you suffered enough? And yes, everyone suffered enough. So even if you have karmic debt or obligations, so-called karmic obligations, I don't care if you're 20 years old, it's paid in full. You've suffered enough up until that point where now it's time to wake up and enjoy the rest of your life to the fullest. And that's healing from trauma. That's healing
Right.
from XYZ. I mean, when people come to my workshop suffering their entire lives with allergies, anxieties, diabetes, incurable conditions, first day gone, never comes back. So in any case, and that's another thing with relationships, which we will get into, I guess, as we proceed. But if you want to truly be in the most beautiful, healthiest, loving relationship, really work on yourself before that. Really do your best to heal from all of your trauma. If you know you have certain issues that have interfered with relationships in the past, or even friendships, family, yourself, if you have anxieties, work on that to get rid of it, or to absolutely be high functioning with it. Like even like ADHD and all of that. I mean, you could transfer that to be something so powerful for yourself.
You have to reset the mind. That's not like mindset reprocessing is big, and I feel a lot of people, they define themselves based on their experiences, good or bad, and that's wrong. That is not, your experiences do not define you. You have to figure out who you are. Experiences are things that happen to you that you can overcome or learn from, or
Yeah.
they're not who you are, and that's a big problem
But
for people.
unfortunately, most people do identify with their trauma.
Right.
That is who they claim to be. That is who they own. That's what they own.
Or they get and develop anxiety, depression, OCD, whatever, from bad experiences.
Right,
and they think that's who they are.
And that's why with hypnosis, I mean, you go right in and you reprogram the your internal computer, and you can get rid of anything like this. And of course, forgiveness. So forgiveness is one of our most powerful healing tools. When you forgive anyone and everyone, I mean, you heal anything and everything. When you forgive yourself, it is just a beautiful, beautiful healing tool. I mean, it gets rid of cancer.
Yeah.
And of course, saying that would, in your, I don't know if it would scare people away,
because that's what I deal a lot with the chakras.
Okay.
And their energy centers in our body, and when they get clogged from all these years of holding on to things and not releasing them, and then bad habits, bad eating, etc., they get blocked and they turn into physical symptoms.
Absolutely.
Someone with a thyroid chakra block might have thyroid issues, might have constant sore throats, whatever, for example.
Yeah. And of course, when you see not just one chakra, like if they have certain thing wrong, let's say with the heart chakra, it also will affect other chakras as well. So yeah, and that's another huge thing. What the mind imagines, the body feels. What the mind imagines, the body realizes. I mean, you imagine yourself with anxiety, you're going to have anxiety. If you imagine yourself healing, you are healing. If you truly believe it, expect it, know it, it's like this. Do you know how many times a person will go to a doctor, get the wrong diagnosis, but because they believe it, they're imagining they have it, they now develop it, they have the symptoms.
The mind functions on repetition and just processing. So you can get it to do anything. There's a quote, when the mind says yes, the body will follow suit.
Absolutely.
So it's all about just changing, again, the mindset. I'm doing that when I'm making modules. But that's exactly what it is. And you have to get off this movie. Change the movie.
Absolutely. Change the story. And that's one of the sessions that I love to do with people, is bring their awareness now back into the past, face to face with their baby self. You know the expression, if I knew then what I know now, how things would be different. You give that information everything you need to know, but we implant the perfect programming, and then we activate it on that day that they're either sitting in my chair or in my workshop. And that perfect programming with self-love, with strength, courage, confidence, clarity of mind, clarity of purpose, moving through life with all of that, plus with the knowing that you deserve to be loved perfectly, to share love perfectly. Because that's another thing. A lot of people, because of their experiences, because of their family cycles of dysfunction or abuse, even if they're not consciously aware of it, subconsciously, they don't think they deserve it, for so many reasons.
Yeah. No, I do a lot of work with
they don't deserve to be happy. They don't deserve to be loved. Or a lot of times, with mislearned behaviors and not seeing what real love is, and relationships in today's world, in this infinite set of infinite realities, not many people know what true love is.
100%.
So
People they want the perfect package, but it has nothing to do with love.
Well, I could tell you right now, the perfect pack. Well, anyway, go ahead. You have a question. Someone out there has a question.
You saying you scare people sometimes?
I didn't scare you, I hope.
What are qualities you look for
OMG. What qualities do I? Well, I do have an extensive list, and
Let's not bring that out right
so of course, loving. I want someone who's kind, considerate, compassionate, empathic, intelligent. I do need someone who's highly intelligent. That quality. And when I say love, also let's talk about. Well, we don't talk about the five love languages, but I communicate with all five. They're all pretty much even, and I love to receive all five. Now, can you get around that? If two people do fall in love and they have different love languages, can you work with that? Absolutely, especially if they're aware of it and they have communication. Another big thing is communication.
100%. We've
So
discussed
important. So very
that.
important.
Need to communicate.
Loving, kind, considerate,
It's good.
affectionate. I love affection.
Yes.
And Kristen, a man.
I agree with what he said. Intelligence is big for me. Like, listen, let's face it. Yes, you have to be somewhat physically attracted to the person, and that's great, intimacy wise, but all of that stuff in the end fades. What's left is hopefully the mind and the way that you can communicate with each other. So to me, that's most important. I really need a good banter. Like, I need, I can't have someone that is boring, for lack of a better word. Like,
Okay.
I need substance. I need to be intellectually stimulated. I need to laugh with the person. I don't know. And
Do you have a sense of humor?
not at all.
No, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure.
So yeah, and honesty, whatever, the usual.
Now, if I could say something with when you said that it fades, and you may think this is idealistic, but I know for me it is not, that if you have true love, if it's real love, that attraction never fades. Even when you say the physical doesn't fade either.
George, I know, but I'm just saying, when you're like 85, let's
Nope.
put it a little bit into perspective.
I'm putting it into perspective.
Okay.
Have you seen 85-year-olds absolutely fall in love with another 85-year-old? Yes, it happens. Have you ever seen two old, which warms my heart when I see like holding hands and hugging,
I
love that. So
yes.
to tell me that they're not physically attracted, no, you can't say that. So I'm going to say, if you are in a truly healthy, loving relationship, that doesn't fade.
But what's very bad, and I see often too, two people sitting out to dinner, not saying a word, just on their phones or eating. That's not gonna work.
Up something other than physical attraction, but if you're saying that you see two people on a date and they're on their phones and they shouldn't be together, that's ridiculous. And and that goes to a lot of different things. And you can go generational, because a lot of people are on their phones constantly. They almost like they can't help it. It's an addiction.
It is.
But I can tell you this, if I was on a date with a woman, by the way, this would never happen, but if she did.
What would never happen? You'd be on a date with a woman?
No. If she, oh my God, put the commas.
Pause.
Pause, commas. If she took out her phone and she's on her phone,
Yes.
then I'm not going on another date with her. And I'm
Okay.
saying that wouldn't happen because I would like to say that I am. I guess I'm like a fun date.
Okay.
What do you mean? You go to like a trampoline park for a date?
I do not. Well, if she wanted to go to a trampoline park, I would. That's right. But the other thing is, if I go on a date, and it doesn't matter if I'm on a date, I'm turning my phone off.
I agree.
That's it. I'm not looking at my phone.
I have kids, so that's the only reason why it's on the table.
I was
And
gonna say I couldn't do that. If I didn't answer my phone in 4 seconds and my mom,
Yes.
and if my phone was off,
Right.
the police would be outside.
so now, if that is the case, now again, communication and it's respect. So if that is the case, let's say, and you're 20 years old, okay, and you're on a date. You're not going to turn your phone off because if your mother calls you and you don't answer, she's,
You're gonna file
missing person report. So, out of respect, you would say, listen, I have a psycho mom. Normally I would turn my phone off.
Sorry in advance.
Yes, but I have to keep it on in case she is calling. Other than that, you're not going to go on the phone, right?
Yeah,
That's
correct.
being respectful,
Yes.
and that's huge in a relationship to have that mutual respect.
I agree.
Absolutely important. So yeah, did I answer the question?
You did.
With the
Let's
qualities?
go ahead. Move
Because
on.
that's only a few out of the 90 something. But yeah.
Okay. The show's not that long.
For both of you guys, what are deal breakers?
We'll let you go first with the deal breakers. Go ahead.
Lying, cheating,
Mm-hmm.
disrespect.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be neat. I'm sorry.
So those are deal breakers.
Yeah. You have to be intelligent. You have
Okay.
to have a career. I'm not supporting anyone. But then
Okay.
again, that goes with the intelligence.
Right. Okay.
I mean,
So with those though, as far I guess deal breakers, because I look at it when I thought of the question, it's like the red flags that come up immediately. But you're going into because you wouldn't know unless you're in a committed
you mean
relationship.
like immediate red flags?
Well, we don't know. I mean, that was the
can
question
go both
was
ways,
deal
the question.
breakers. So I would qualify a deal breaker from the very beginning, or a deal. I guess not. I wouldn't refer to, let's say, someone cheating as a
Right. 'Cause
deal
you wouldn't
breaker
know. Right.
because you're already in a committed relationship with the person in order for them to cheat. So I wouldn't. I would have qualified that.
I need
in my
chivalry.
perspective.
I need it.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of dead these days, but I need it. So in that, you notice right away if a man
Yeah.
opens the door for you, if he, I don't know.
So before I answer the question, I would like to say that I appreciate a woman who appreciates the little things, the gestures, and of course the big things. I love someone to be grateful, to really appreciate the efforts, the gestures, the everything. So with chivalry, like that's what I am. I am chivalrous. I do open the doors. I do bring flowers. I do look. If I know, like I'll pick up on cues and different things. And if a woman says she likes XYZ, guess what? I'll surprise her with XYZ, or I'll do XYZ, whatever it might be.
Right.
But of course, you have someone. You sometimes have people who don't appreciate those things, and that would be a red flag, not necessarily a deal breaker, because especially in the beginning, you don't know. You have to keep
Right.
going, but that would put up a flag to notice that maybe they appreciate it in a different way. Because another thing is with appreciation, it's also that, and I have trouble sometimes with this word, and I might have trouble with it right now. Reciprocity.
Reciprocity?
Reciprocity. That's it. Reciprocation. So, if someone goes out of their way for me, if someone does things for me, a friend, whatever, a family member, anyone at all, even a stranger, I'm going to either return that favor,
Yes.
or when the time comes, show my appreciation in a certain way by doing something or giving something.
I agree.
And that's one of the things about me is I love to give. I love to do.
Yeah, but if you don't
But
get it
the
in return,
moment,
yeah.
the moment I feel it's unappreciative or I'm being taken advantage of, then that's it. That's cut off. And sometimes it's not like the person doesn't appreciate it or they're taking advantage. They just, a lot of times they don't have that capacity, or they have mislearned behaviors where they don't recognize or know how to reciprocate,
Yeah.
or how to show gratitude or appreciation. They don't understand. And of course, then that would be another red flag if they don't have that. So deal breakers. So that's a simple, like smoking is a deal breaker.
Oh, me too. Yeah.
So somebody smokes,
Drugs.
deal breaker. Drugs,
No.
deal breaker. Never done a drug in my life. And definitely, and I've been around it, and I know that it's a tough thing, and some people putting aside like self medication and stuff like that when they're addicted, but it's for a lot of
For
people
you,
it's a struggle. So I could
alcoholics,
not.
I can't. And again, I understand that we're all adult pacifiers. They're pacifying something, but
Yeah.
I can't.
What about your opinion on situationships?
It's ridiculous.
Well, define a situationship.
Well, a situationship, from what I've heard, is
From what you heard?
yeah,
Okay.
on the street, you know.
You're hanging out on the streets? You're from the streets?
I was born in Brooklyn.
Oh, all right. Staten Island is more Brooklyn than Brooklyn.
Now
FYI.
it is. Now it is.
All right, go ahead.
Anyway.
What is a situationship?
Well, that you're in this situation together, but there are no labels. You know, maybe you agree to only be with that one person, but, you know, it gets people off the hook, is what I
Right.
think. You
So-
don't have
It's a
to.
giant question mark, I think.
What?
It's like a giant question
Yeah.
mark. Like some days you think it's something, some days you think it's absolutely nothing. Some days.
But they'll always throw that back at you. We're
And that's-
not in a relationship.
And that is so. A lot of women do that, and a lot of men do
I'm
that.
sure, yeah.
Where they'll say, "Well, we're not in a relate. We're taking it slow, or we're doing this, we're doing that."
Let's not put labels on it.
Which taking it slow is fine. You really
Yes,
should get to
yes.
know someone before jumping into a
Intimately
commitment. Definitely
also.
before that,
Yes.
but getting into a serious relationship and definitely intimacy, because you shouldn't be jumping into that. When we say intimacy, we're referring to like
We got
like-
it. We got it, George.
okay, the audience understands what that
Yes.
is.
Mm-hmm.
Earmuffs.
We got it.
But yeah, you should definitely be you need to know the person. So a situationship, yeah, that does get people off the hook, or they believe that they do, and a lot of people deal with it, especially when one party has the feelings, the other party doesn't,
Yeah,
and they
they're
just
hoping.
string them
Yeah,
along.
it's
It's because,
ridiculous.
well, we have a lot of fun, we do this, we do that, but that big question mark, no, it's horrible. And if we're talking spiritually or energetically, when you have two people jumping into something, there's so many complications to it. Putting aside the emotional, the psychological, but you also have the energetic, the ties, if you want to put karma into it, you have so many things and attachments that now interfere. If you really wanted to be with the right person, but you're just, let's say, having fun with someone, you're screwing up all the possibilities
Yes.
with the right person.
Correct.
So,
Plus, I also feel like it affects like once in the future. Because say you're in a situationship, like you're trying to do all this thing for somebody, but it's not reciprocating. They're not showing anything, and then you try to have another relationship in the future, but it's like, oh, I don't want to overstep because the last one.
Yeah, it scars you.
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Would you ever get married again? Very different topic.
Oh, you want me to answer first?
Okay, why not?
Absolutely. I was not that long ago engaged. So, yes, if I find the right one, absolutely. I'll tell you right now, regardless of what I've experienced and maybe whatever the pool is out there, I will never shut down my heart. I keep it open, and if I get into something, like, I date with intention. So I'm not like just dating and
That's the way it should be.
well, it should be, but so yes, I would absolutely, I believe in true marriage, real marriage, not what they have out there, not the regular definition and what they do with, legally and with the
But
state.
exactly, yes, that's exactly what I was going to say. Here's my problem. I would, and again, I believe marriage is a spiritual connection above all else, should be anyway. I'm very leery about legally getting married because I went through a awful divorce, and it doesn't change anything. Doesn't stop you from cheating, doesn't stop you from mistreating someone. So why am I legally binding myself to you to then possibly go through chaos and financial, issues? There's no, in my opinion, there's no reason for it. I would never cheat on anyone. I am loyal. If I'm with someone, would I want to have a ceremony and wear the rings and call that person my husband? Yes. But why do I legally have to put it to paper? Who am I proving that to?
Well, FYI, I'm only going to get married one more time because it's going to be the right person. And I am not getting legally married. Legally, when you
Exactly.
get legally married,
It's ridiculous.
I'm getting lawfully married.
What is the difference of that?
Huge difference.
Oh.
I'm getting married with of course, with a ceremony, with commitment, with
Right, that's what I just said.
But the thing is, when you do it legally, you're you're getting a license
Yeah,
to get
exactly.
married. You're
It's
getting
ridiculous.
you're getting married to the state. The state is the third party, the overseer of
Yes.
your relationship. It's a contract. It's a business arrangement
Yes,
from the
yes.
beginning.
Right. And marriage is not a business. It should
Well,
not be a
but
business.
legally, it is a business, and we're not going to get into that topic because
We'll be here for
yeah, we'll be here forever.
days.
Yes, thank you.
So yes, I would get married too, just not legally.
And I can't wait to walk down the aisle with the right
Big
person.
party.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. What are your thoughts about soulmates and twin flames?
Go ahead, Kristen.
I believe in them. I think you can have many different soulmates though on many different levels. It doesn't necessarily have to be in an intimate relationship.
So like friends and stuff.
Yeah. Twin flames, I do believe they exist and they're very difficult and you don't always wind up with that person. Sometimes they're
What's a twin flame?
it's like the other half of you, so to speak, but they're reflecting you. You see yourself in them. So sometimes it's a lesson. It's my opinion. But that doesn't, so you feel like this connection, this inward connection, but it doesn't mean that's the person for you. They might be there to teach you a lesson or to help you heal from something or see yourself through someone else's eyes. What do you think?
I've always believed in soulmate. And unfortunately, in today's reality, the word soulmate has been diluted and been watered down and now has multiple definitions. But for me, growing up, in the main reality, soulmate was just your one perfect match that you go through eternity with. However, now, in this reality, there's several definitions. Soulmate for a lesson, a reason, a season,
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly.
But that's so. That's fine. You can have, when I say you, like everyone else, can have that definition. But a lot of people mistake soulmates for like soul family and soul circle. So you can have two souls from the soul family in on earth fall in love, have a relationship. They feel like soulmates, but they're from the same soul family. In today's definition, yes, that would be a soulmate. So for me, then I would say perfect soulmate, which is above all of those other lower definitions. However, I now use the word. I'm in the process of writing this book for soul spouses, and that is a soul husband, a soul wife, the divine masculine, divine feminine, together for all eternity, through eternity. And of course, in the physical reality, they might be separate, but they find each other. So soul spouses are above the definitions of soulmates, and that is a perfect union. They don't get together for a reason or this or that. It's both have been healed to however they needed to be healed to be together, and it's absolutely I can't even put into words. It's how beautiful it is. Just the love, the support, the understanding, the knowing. When I don't know if you've ever experienced this. I'm referring to the audience. If you've ever experienced this, where you just know. Now, unfortunately, sometimes with those other definitions, where you
Gets
have that
confusing.
feeling of
Yes.
knowing,
But it's not what it seems.
but it's not, and that's the other thing. So a lot of times, even when you're ready for a relationship or you're in a relationship and you've done all the work and you want to continue to grow, but you're with a partner that doesn't believe in certain things or doesn't want to go with you, it's rough. That's why you need both parts. So true love is not just, you can't just say you truly love that person, whether that person loves you or not. No,
it has to be mutual.
it has to be two for it to be true love.
Have you found your perfect match?
Absolutely. Well, not on the physical plane, not yet. Have you found your perfect match?
I don't know.
Okay, I think that's all we have for today, right, guys?
I think so.
I guess, is that it? We're
That was
good?
Pretty good, yeah. Thanks for joining us, George.
It was
Joshua.
a pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
And stay tuned for the next one.
Bye.
Say bye.
Bye.